I go to as many conferences as I can, meet with as many people as I can, and the most recent conference I went to is the Voter Value Summit.
Right.
Now,
I couldn't contact you all weekend. I was so upset.
I texted you. What are you talking about? So,
what did you learn at this conference?
Well, for those who do not know, it's a put on by Family Research Council, which is also a former group aligned with Focus on the Family, which is a very pro-family organization. They're very big on marriage, very big on pro-life issues, things of that vein.
What kind of marriage? Homosexual marriage? Do they approve of that?
They're very big on man and woman were made in God's image, and marriage was made that way. That's their thing.
Okay.
Very, very big on the Bible. They're basically the religious right. If I have to.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what these people are.
Perfect place for you to hang out for
that. Yeah. And you know, I got to meet a lot of great people. I'm actually very proud of a lot of contacts I made. Just saying, a lot of cool podcasters. People were podcasting on the spot. I actually ran by Dennis Prager.
Oh.
Yeah, I was.
Did you recognize him this time? Did you recognize him this time?
No. You'll never believe this. I was staring at the buffet table, and he just walked right by me. Like, only when he walked by me, I turned around. I go, oh, he just I could feel him breathe. That was how close he was. Like,
now,
he
you
almost
couldn't talk to him if you weren't so fixated with the buffet table. You know, if you weren't thinking about your stomach, you would have been able to talk.
Yeah, but it was the buffet. It was right there. So,
what am I going to do?
But yeah, there's also people like, and he spoke. He actually gave one of the keynotes, and he mentioned he's proud that he is the best non-Christian defender of Christianity.
He's a Jew.
He's Jewish. He's a practicing Jew. He's a very sweet gentleman.
I love Dennis Prager.
I know. So, my general understanding and feel of the conference is that people cannot take for granted the religious right.
No.
And at the same time, I understand the religious right is not 100% responsible for Trump. There's a lot of factors that win any election.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Trump is that unlike Bush or even Reagan, under Reagan, you could say the religious right is what really united is under him. Trump is, and this is heard, I hear this over and over by different leaders, is that he opens the door and he gives an ear to the religious right, unlike others who'd give lip service to the right. And it's really weird because, by virtually every standard of common decency, Trump is not a Reagan. He's not either of the Bushes.
He's not even a conservative.
But he's done such a great job. I mean, and this is what the left doesn't understand. I wish they would understand this, is that Trump does not control his base. He's just really good at listening to their base, to his own base. Mm-hmm. He does what they want. It's not as though he says one thing and they believe everything he says is gospel. That's just such a perversion of the reality. The reason why they're so loyal to him is because he is loyal to them in return.
That's right.
He's earned their loyalty.
Something we're hearing here on the other coast, the left coast, appropriately named, because if you're standing on the moon or if you're God and you're looking at the planet, California is on the left and New York is on the right. Okay. If you're God, I've been standing next to God a couple of times when he did this,
Or an astronaut,
What we're hearing out here is that, and I've been involved in local politics here in Santa Bumpkin County for 25 years. I have never seen the religious right ignited because they now believe that it's an existential election this time around. We used to hear this every election cycle. This is the most important election of our lives. That was never true. But it was true in the sense that if we didn't win, we further slipped away from the principles and the values of our society being defended. Now we have a candidate here for our congressional seat, Andy Caldwell, who's got 30 years of radio experience behind him. He's a policy drill down guy. He's running, and every fundraiser I go to with him, church people are ready to mobilize for him not necessarily for Trump. They're not. I mean, they're going to vote for Trump, but that's already assumed. That they're assuming that. Now they're talking about down ballot people. Down ballot people.
Well, I mean, that's not the only place. There's so many other places where the minor, and I talk to candidates all around who will talk about, I'm pro-life, but I'm not that pro-life, or I don't want to be open about that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll give that sort of talk, and that's what they say. It really is quite sickening and terrifying that. That for so long they were afraid of getting close to their base. That's just incredible. I don't know how the GOP survived as long as it has, but now with Trump, he's taught the embrace your base, do what they tell you to do. That's all that he's done. It's remarkable.
And it's working. It's working. It's actually
we haven't lost donors. Republicans are doing incredibly well with donations. If that's what you're worried about, losing your big corporate evil donor overlords, we're doing fine with that. And the Democrats, to a certain extent, have done that same strategy too. They're also embracing their base, but the thing is, their base doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, their base exists, but it's now fractured.
Yes.
It's fractured between the AOCs and the Nancy Pelosi's, and the AOC beat a guy named Conley. In New York.
Joe Crowley.
Crowley, I'm sorry. You're right. And he was the number 2 guy in the Democrat Party.
Something like third,
three. Anyway, so Andy made a good point last night at a fundraiser, Andy Caldwell, and that was that in the last election cycle and in this election cycle, the Democrats are going to be endorsing 40 AOC candidates challenging traditional Democrats. This is a big sea change. This has never happened before. Ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, Green New Deal, that wouldn't have happened back in 2016. Are you kidding me? That would not have happened. Abortion up to the point of birth with Ralph Northam and all that. Maybe that would happen with Hillary Clinton. I mean, that's another thing that I learned is that the abortion movement or the anti-abortion pro-life movement.
Yeah.
I mean, Roe v. Wade was decided, 1973?
Yep.
It really only gained traction in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And why is that? Well, because for the last 27 years or whatever, it's all angry white pastors, male pastors waving signs, railing about homosexuals or whatever.
Right.
But only now you have real, women who are actually affected by abortion taking a stand. The left likes to talk about how when women walk and they go on and on about what, but they are right. And that's what women are doing on the right too. And it's really showing. I mean, the pro-life movement is now a real force to be reckoned with. And the left
I can tell you that in this district, I've never seen it in 25 years. The GOP and all factions of the GOP are united around one theme. They realize that their existential election means that their country is about to slip away from them, and one of their campaign themes is, especially with Andy, is leave your children a country. As you're dying, because a lot of our people are geriatrics, okay? They're geezers. And they're thinking, who am I going to leave the piano to? Who am I going to leave the house to? Who am I going to leave my skis to, my golf equipment to? Forget about that. They're saying, leave your kids a country. That resonates with people. Yeah. Anyway, we got to go, kid.
Thank you very much, sir, old man.
And thank all of our fans for supporting us and sending us money. We appreciate it.
Please continue to do so by clicking the 2 links below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
See you later, pal.